yards of stuff for to make a yellow gown, a pair of lace boots with lengthy heels on them and brassy eyes. A hat is suited for a wedding day. A fine tooth comb to be sent with 3 barrels of porter in Jimmy Farrell's Creel cart on the evening of the coming fair to Mr. Michael James Flaherty, with the best compliments of this season, Margaret Flaherty. Where's himself? He's coming to Mr. Seamus Mulroy, wine and spirit dealer, Castlebar.
I never saw him on the road.
It's above at the crossroads he is, meeting Philly Cullen, and a couple more are going along with him to Kate Cassidy's wake.
And he going that length in the dark night?
He is surely, and leaving myself lonesome on the scruff of the hill. Isn't it long the nights are now, Sean Keogh, to be leaving a poor girl all by herself, counting the hours to the dawn of day?
Well, if it is when we're wedded, you'll have no cause to complain, for I've little will to be going off to wakes and weddings in the darkness of the night.
You're making mighty certain, Shawneen, that I'll wed you now.
Aren't we after making a great deal, the way we're only waiting days on Father Riley's dispensation from the bishop?
Stop tormenting me with Father Riley, when I'm asking only how I'll pass these 12 hours of dark and not take my death with the fear.
Would I fetch you to Widow Quinn, maybe?
Is it the like of that murderer? You'll not, surely.
Then I'm thinking himself is going to stop along when he sees you taking on. For I'm after feeling a kind of fellow above in the furzy ditch, and he groaning wicked like a maddening dog, the way you'd have cause to be fearing now, Peggy.
What's that? Is it a man you've seen?
I didn't see him at all now, but I heard him groaning out and breaking his heart. It should have been a young man now from his word speaking.
And you never went near him to see was he hurted or what ailed him at all?
I did not, Peggy and Mike. I wasn't thinking of that. For love God, Peggy and Mike, don't you let on that I was speaking of him. Don't tell your father and the men coming above, for if they heard what I said, they'd have great blabbing this night at the wake.
I'll maybe tell them. I'll maybe not.
They're coming at the door. Will you wish down saying?
Wish yourself.
There I spent it in good company, and all the comfort there I got, alas it was too long for me, and all I done for want of which to memory now I can recall, so filled me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comfort that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they wish me one more day to stay. All right, sit down now and take your rest. You are, Sean Keogh. Are you coming over the steps to Kate Cassidy's way?
I'm not Michael James. I'm going home the shortcut to my bed.
He's right too. And have you no shame, Michael James, to be quitting off for the whole night and leaving myself lonesome in the shop, and I piling the turf with the dogs barking and the calves mooing and my own teeth rattling with the fear?
I sure was there to hurt you. And you, a fine hardy girl, could knock the head off any 2 men in this place.
Isn't there the 10 tinkers camped in the East Glen, and the harvest boys with their tongues red for drink, and 1,000 militia, bad cess them, walking idle through the land? There's lots surely to hurt me, and I won't stop alone in it, let himself do what he will.
Well, if you're that afeard, let Sean Keogh stop along with you. It's the will of God I'm thinking himself to be seen to now.
I wouldn't welcome Michael James, but I'm afeard of Father Riley. And what would the Holy Fathers and the Cardinals of Rome be saying if they heard that I did the likes of that?
Oh, God help you! Can't you sit in by the hearth with the light lid and herself beyond in the room? You do that surely, for I've heard tell there's a queer fellow above going madder, getting his death maybe in the gripe of a ditch, So she'd be safe for this night with a person here.
I'm afeard of Father Riley, I'm telling you. Let you not be tempting me and we near married itself.
Lock him in the west room. He'll stay there and have no sin to be telling to the priest.
Go up now.
Let me out the door, Michael James. Leave me go, for the love of Almighty God, let me go.
Stop your lying and sit down by the heart.
Oh, Father Riley and the saints of God, where will I hide myself today? Oh, Saint Joseph and Saint Patrick and Saint Bridget and Saint James, have mercy on me now. For the love of Almighty God, you old pagan, let me out the door.
Well, there's the coat of a Christian man. Oh, there's saints of glory this day in the lonesome west. And by the will of God, I've got you a decent man.
Rama Krima Bukeling Canisa, Rama Krima Flows, Stockton at Rama Krima, Jonga Farigan, Rama Krima Bukeling Jas. Boom, 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 la Bukeling, boom, 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 la Bisway. Boom, 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 la Bukeling, boom, boom, la Bisway, this and that. Hey!
Michael James,
What ails you?
the queer dying fellow beyond looking over the ditch, stealing your hens, I'm thinking. Oh, for the love of God, he's following me now. If he heard what I said, he'd be having my life.
God save all here. God save
God
all
save
here.
all here.
I'd trouble you for a glass of porter roaming around the house. For I'm destroyed from walking.
Let you come up then to the fire. You're looking famished with the cold.
God reward you. Is it often the police do be coming around here?
Well, if you come in better hours, you'd have seen licence for the sale of beer and spirits to be consumed on the premises, written in white letters above the door. And what would the police want spying on me, and not a decent house within 4 miles, saving one widow alone?
It's a safe house, so
Is it yourself being the police? You're wanting, maybe?
there's many wanting.
Should be larceny, I'm thinking.
I had it in mind. A different word, a bigger one.
There's a queer lad. Were you never slapped in school, young fellow, that you don't know the name of your deed?
I'm a slow learner, middling scholar only.
Well, if you're a dunce itself, you'd have a right to know that larceny's robbing and stealing. Is it for the like of that you're wanting?
And I, the son of a strong farmer who could have bought up the whole of your old house.
Well, if it's not stealing, it's maybe something big.
It's maybe something big.
He's a wicked-looking young fellow. Maybe he followed after a young woman on a lonesome night.
Oh, the saints are big, mister. I was at all times a decent lad.
You're a silly man, Jimmy Farrell. He said his father was a farmer a while since, and now he is here in a poor state. Maybe the land was grabbed from him and he did what any decent man would do.
Was it bailiffs?
The devil one.
Agents?
The devil one.
Landlords?
I'm saying.
Well, that lad's a puzzle. The word.
Did you marry 3 wives, maybe? I never married one, let alone a couple or 3.
Maybe he went fighting for the boards. The like of the man was judged to be hanged and quartered. Were you off east, young fellow, fighting bloody wars?
I never left my own parish till Tuesday, was a week.
He's done nothing so. If you didn't commit murder, or a bad nasty thing, or false coining or robbery or butchery, or the like of them, there's nothing that's worth your troubling for to run from now. You did nothing at all.
Well, that's an unkindly thing to be saying to a poor orphan traveller.
You're only saying it, you did nothing at all.
You're not speaking the truth.
It's not speaking the truth, is it? Will you have me knocked the head?
Oh, my father, Tuesday was a week for doing the like of that.
Is it killed your father?
With the help of God, I did surely.
Ah, there's a daring fellow. Oh, glory be to God.
That was a hanging crime, Mr. Honey. You should have good reason for doing the like of that.
He was getting old and crusty the way I couldn't put up with him at all.
And you shot him dead?
I never used weapons. I have no licence. I'm a law-fearing man.
It was with the Hilton knife, maybe. I'm told in the big world it's bloody knives they use.
Do you take me for a slaughter boy? I just raised the loy and let it fall the edge. He went down on my feet like an empty sack and never let a grunt or a groan from him at all.
And what way weren't you hanged then? Did you bury him?
Weren't we digging spuds in the fields?
And the peelers never followed after you the 11 days you were out?
Never one of them.
And where was it that you did the deed?
Oh, a distant place, master of the house. in a high windy corner of distant hills.
He's a quiet man and he's right, surely.
That'd be a lad to have for a pot boy, Michael James.
The peelers is fearing him. If you're that lad in the house, there's not one will come around smelling. The dogs itself were lapping poteen from the dump of the yard. River's a treasure in a lonesome place, and a man who kill his father, I'm thinking, would face a foxy devil with a pitchfork on the flags of hell.
It's the truth they're saying, and if I had that lad in the house, I wouldn't be fearing the Walking Dead.
Would you think well to stop here so, and be a bot boy, if we gave you good wages and didn't destroy you with the weight of work?
That would be a queer kind to bring into a quiet, decent household with the like of Peggy and Mike.
Will you wish who's speaking to you?
A bloody-handed murderer,
Wish I'd
like
say. We'll take no fooling from your like at all. And you, young fellow, you'd have a right to stop, I'm thinking, for we do our all and utmost to content your needs.
And I'd be safe in this place from the searching of law.
Let you stop a while anyhow, and you destroyed walking with your whole feet in bleeding blisters, and your whole skin needing washing like a wicklow sheep.
I'm tired, Shirley, walking wild 11 days and fearful at night.
Now, by the grace of God, herself will be safe this night, for a man killed his father keeping danger from the door. Now come on, Michael James, we'll have the best stuff drunk in the way. I'm begging your pardon, mister. What shall we call you, for we'd like to know?
Christopher Martin?
Well, God bless you, Christy, and good rest till we meet again when the sun will be rising to the noon of day.
God bless you all.
God bless you kindly.
Peggy, are you wanting me to stop along and keep you from any harm?
You wouldn't stop when there was need for you, so let you step off nimble now that there's none.
If I meet the widow Quinn,
Go on, I'm saying. Don't be wiggled with your noise. God almighty, that lad would wear the spirits from the saints of peace. Let you stretch out now by the fire, young fellow. You should be destroyed travelling.
I'm tired, Shirley, walking wild 11 days and fearful at night.
You should have great people in your family, I'm thinking, with the small little feet you have.
Is it me?
Aye. Did you never hear that from the girls where you're from, in the west or south?
Oh, they're bloody liars in the name of man.
If they are itself, you've heard it these days, I'm thinking, and you walk in the world telling out your stories to young girls or old.
I told my story no place till this night, Peggy and Mike. For I'm foolish maybe, but you're decent people and yourself a kindly woman. The way I wasn't fearing you at all.
And you've said that maybe in every cotton cabin you've met a young girl on your way.
I've said it nowhere till this night. For I've never seen the like of you 11 long days I'm walking the world. For you're a power of rings, God bless you. And would there be any offence if I were to ask if you were single?
What would I want wedding so young?
We're like so.
I'd never kill my father. I'd be afeard to do that. Though I am the like of yourself maybe, with blind rages tearing me within.
But sure there wasn't a person in Ireland who knew the kind I was. They're eating, walking, drinking, sleeping, a quiet, simple, poor young fella who nobody was giving heed to.
It was the girls that were giving you heed maybe.
I won't lie, well, it wasn't the girls itself, there was no one heeding me in that place.
And I, thinking you should be living like a king of Norway or the Eastern world.
The like of a king is it? I was nothing, I was toiling, moiling, digging and judging, from dawn till dusk with never a sight of joy or sport.
Well, you'll have peace in this place, Christy Mahon, and none to bother you. It's about time a fine young lads like yourself should have his good share of the earth.
And I a seemingly fellow with great strength and bravery of. Oh, glory be, it's late for naught, and I'm dreading the walking clearers of the dead.
Who's there? Me! Who's me? Don't you don't win. Go on with your supper and let on to me. For if she knew you were such a warrant to talk, she'd be stringing gabble till the dawn of day. What is it you're wanting, Widow Quinn?
I'm after meeting Shanko and Father Riley below, who told me of a curiosity man. And they fear and by this time you may be roaring or bumping on your head with a drink.
Look now is he roaring, and he's stretched and drowsy with his mug of milk. Walk down and tell that to Father Riley and Sean Kyo.
I will not, for I've the word to lead that lad forward to lodge with me.
This night, is it?
This night, it is a fitting, says the priest scene. Taff is Michael's lodging with an orphan girl. God save you, mister.
God save you kindly.
Well, aren't you a little smiling fellow? It softened my heart to see you sitting so simple with your cup and cake, and you fitter to be saying your cashes on the slaying your dad.
There's talking. When any'd see he's fine to hold his head high with the wonders of the world. Now go on from this, for I won't have him tormented, and he destroyed walking since Tuesday was a week.
We'll be walking, surely, when you find we're great company. When it's the like of you and me, you hear the penny poet singing in an August fair.
Did you kill your father too?
She did not. She hit himself with a worn pick, and the rusted poison did corrode his blood. The way he'd never overed it and died after, that's a sneaky kind of murder.
All knows the widow woman has buried her children and destroyed her man, is a wiser comrade for a young lad than a girl, the like of you, who go helter-skeltering after any man.
And you say that, widow Quinn, and you gasping with the rage you had to race over the hills to look upon his face?
There's great temptation in a man did slay his dad, and we best be going, young fellow, so rise up and come with me.
He'll not stir. He's Popeye in this place.
It'd be a crazy cop by watch him in the sheep where he works by day, so you'd have a right to come on, young fellow. Do you see my little house scene perched off the rising hill?
Wait till morning, Christy Mahan. Wait till you lay your eyes on her leaky thatch is growing more pasture for her buck goat than her square of fields.
When you see me contriving in my little gardens, Christy man, you swear you swear to God not for me to be living alone, and that there isn't my matching me up for mowing or thatching or shearing a sheep.
Don't heed her. Tell her to go on now back to her pigsty and not plague us here.
I'm going, but you'll come with me.
Are you done, young fellow?
I'm Popboy in this place, and it's here I'd like for stay.
Now you've heard him. Go on from this.
If you won't come with me, I'd have a right maybe to stop this night with yourselves. Let me stretch out by the settle, Piggy Mike, and himself can lay by the hearth.
Faith I won't. Go off from this now or I'll send you.
God bless you, mister. And let you be wary, for there's right torment if you go romancing with her, like. And as he bade me say, she waiting only on a sheepskin parchment to be with a strong cure of Killikeen.
What's that she's after saying?
Lies and blather. You've no call to mind.
And you won't be wedding him at all, is it?
I wouldn't wed him if a bishop came up the stairs to join us here.
Well, thank God for that.
There's your bed now. And I'm after quilting a while since and I put quilt upon you. Now, may God give you your rest until I call you in the dawn when the cocks will crow.
Well, may God and Mary and St. Patrick bless you and reward you for your kindly talk. For it's a clean bed and soft whistles, and it's a great luck and company I've won in the end of time, with two fine women fighting for the likes of me. Wasn't I a foolish fella not to have killed my father in the years gone by? Half 100 beyond, 10 there, a score that's above, 80 jugs, 6 cups, and a broken one, 2 plates, and a power of glass and bottles. Well, this has been a fine place to be my whole life. Never a day's work, only smoking my pipe and drinking my fill, and rinsing out a shiny tumbler for a decent fella. And didn't I know I was rightly handsome? And I'll be growing finer from this day, with the soft, lovely skin on me, and I won't be the like of them young lads ploughing in the earth and dung. Right, girls, God help yourself by this
There's nobody in it. It'll be early for them both to be out walking the hill. I'm thinking Sean Q was making game of us, and there's no such man in it at all. Look at that! He's been sleeping there in the night. Well, it'll be a hard case if he's gone off now. The way we'll never set our eyes on man kill his father. And we have to rising early, destroying ourselves running fast in the hill. Are you thinking them's his boots?
If they are, they should have his father's tracks on them. Did you ever read the papers the way bird or bed do bleed and drip?
Is that blood there, Sarah Tansy?
That's bog water, I'm thinking, for I've never seen the likes of them with the whitey mud, the red mud, the fine sands of the sea. That man's been walking, I'm telling you.
Maybe he's stolen off to Belmullet with the boots of Michael James. And you would have a right so to follow after him, Sarah Tenzing.
Don't be talking of we food today. Now there's a fine pair do fit me well, and I keep them when I walk into the priest. When you'd be ashamed of this place, full of winter and summer where nothing worthwhile to confess at all.
She's above on the Cunnakeene, seeking a sup of nanny goat's milk for to colour my tea.
And asking your pardon, is it you the man who killed his father?
I am, with the help of God.
Then my 1,000 welcomes to you. And I brought you a brace of duck eggs for your food today. Piggy's duck is no use. These are fine rich sort. Hold out your hand, you see it's no lie I'm telling you.
They're a great and weighty size.
And I run up with a pat of butterbean. It would be a poor thing to have you eating your spud straw, and you after running an awful way since you did destroy your dad.
Thank you kindly.
And I have a little kind of cake for you should have a thin stomach when you do walking that length of the world.
And I brought you a little plain pullet, boiled and all she is, was crushed at the fall of the night where the curate's scarf. Feel the fat of that breast, mister.
It's bursting, surely.
Will you pinch it? Is your right hand too sacred to use at all? It's a looking glass he has. Well, I've never seen a man with a looking glass and vibes his back.
Thank you kindly, the lot of you.
Those who kill their fathers a big lot, surely.
Sarah Candy, Susan Brady, Honor Blake, what a glory had you here this hour day.
That's the man who killed his father.
I know, well, listen, man, I'm gonna have to put him down the sports below for racing, leaping, pitching, and the Lord knows what.
That's right, Widow Quinn. I bet my Darry he'd lick the world.
If you will, you have a right to have him fresh and nourished in a place of nursing feast. You fasting or fed, young fellow?
Fasting, if you please.
Well, you're a lot. Stir up now and give him his breakfast, and sit down with me and two talk before Peggy will come.
It's a long story. You'd be destroyed from listening.
Don't be letting on to be shy. A fine, gammy, treacherous lad the like of you. And was it in your house beyond you cracked his skull?
I did not then. Weren't we digging spud in the cold, stony, divers patch of a field?
And you weren't asking money of him, or making talk of getting a wife or driving from his farm?
I did not then. I was digging and digging, and you squinting idiot, says he. Go on now down and tell the priest you'll wed the widow Katie in a score of days.
What kind was she?
She a walking terror from beyond the hills. She 25 years, 200 weights and 5 pounds, with a limping leg on her and a blinded eye.
Glory be!
I won't wet her, says I, for she sent the seabirds and crows scattered, the way they wouldn't cast a shadow on her garden. With the dread of hers!
That one should be right company.
Don't mind her. Did you kill him then?
She's too good for the like you, says he. Go on now, or I'll flatten you out like a crawling beast passed under a dray. You're not if I can help it, says I. Go on now, I'll have the devil-making cart of your limbs tonight.
You were right, surely.
Not if I can help it, says I. With that, the sun came out between the clouds and the hills, shining green on my face. And he says, raising the thighs, God rest your soul. And on yours, says I, raising the...
That's a grand story. He tells it lovely.
With that, I gave a drive on the side. I leapt to the east. Then I turned my back to the north. I caught the line and gave a blow to him with the ridge of a skull. And then laid him stretched out, and I split the knob of his gullet.
Well, you're a marvel.
Glory be to God.
You're the lad, surely.
Well, I'm thinking the Lord God sent him this road to make a second husband to the widow Gwyn, and she would agree yearning to be wedded, though I'll dread her here.
Don't tease him.
You're heroes. Now, let us drink a suppine with our arms linked like the outlandish lovers in the sailor's song. There now. Drink a health to the wonders of the western world. The pirates, preachers, poteen makers with the jobbing jockeys and the parching peelers. And juries fill their stomachs and in judgment of the English law.
That's a right toast there, Tansy. Now, Christy. What is it you're wanting?
An ounce of tobacco.
Have you tuppence?
I forgot my purse.
Then you best be getting it and not fooling us here. And what is it you're wanting, Widow Quinn? A pennorth of starch. And you, without a white shift or a shirt in your family since the drying of the flood. I've no starch for the like of you. Well, you're mighty huffy this day, Peggy Mike, and let you not forget the sports when the noon is by. Fling out that rubbish and put them cups away, and shove that bench in by the wall, and hang that glass on the nail what disturbed it at all.
For I was making myself decent only. This is a fine country for young lovely girls.
Wished you're talking of girls.
Wouldn't any wish to be decent in this place?
Wished, I'm saying.
It was with the Lord like that I killed my father. Tuesday was a week.
You've told me that story 6 times since the dawn of day, and it's a story I'm not quite understanding. Why you would be worse than any other, Christy Mahon, and you with the fine savagery to destroy your da.
Well then, I'd best be going. I'll go now, and I'll stretch the earth between us, where you'll not see me for another dawn of this judgment day.
Christy, come here to me. Lay down that switch and throw sods on the fire. You're pop by in this place, and I won't have you mitch off from us now. I'm after going down and reading the fearful crimes of Ireland for the last 2 weeks, or 3, and there wasn't a word of your murder, so they've likely not found the body. So you're safe here with ourselves for now.
It's making game of me, you are. And I can stay working at your side, and not be lonesome for another mortal day.
What's to hinder you from staying, except the widow woman and the young girls that would inveigle you off?
And I'll have your words fill in my ears, and that look that comes upon your face, and I can watch you loafing around in the warm sun and rinsing your ankles when the night has come.
You'll be a loyal lad to have working around, I'm thinking. And if you had me vexed a wild sense with your leaguing with the girls, I wouldn't give a tranine for a lad who hadn't a mighty spirit in him and a gammy heart. Spit it out!
Peggy! I was passing below, and I seen your mountain sheep. And we're eating the cabbages out of Jimmy's field. Run up now or they'll be bursting surely.
Oh God, mend up.
I best wait, I'm meant to be used. You can do that much. And there, Shawnee has long speeches for her to tell you now.
Aye, do you see that, mister?
The half a ticket to the Western States.
I'll give it to you. And my new hat. And my breeches with the double seat. And my new coat is woven from the blackest shearings from 3 miles around. I'll give you the lot of them. And my blessing. And the blessing of Father Riley itself, maybe. If you quit from this and leave us go back to the peace that we had before last night at the fall of dark.
And what is it that you're wanting to get shot of me?
I'll tell you the truth now, Christy Mahon. I'm wedding Peggy and beyond, and I don't think well of having a clever, fearless man the like of you just dwelling in her house.
And you'd be using bribery to banish me?
Isn't beyond the best place for you, where you'll have shiny coats and golden rings and riding upon hunters with the finest ladies of the land.
It's true for him, and you best quit off from not having that poor girl setting her mind on you. For Shawneen thinks she wouldn't suit you, though all is saying that she wed you now.
She wouldn't suit you, and she with the devil's own temper, the way you'd only be strangling one another within the score of days.
Fit them clothes on you and he may be loaning them to you for the sports below. Fit them on you and you can give your answer when you haven't tried.
I'd like herself to see me in tweeds and a hat.
Oh, Widow Quinn, he wants herself to see him. He'll not leave us. Oh, Widow Quinn, what would I be doing now? I'd inform him again, but he'd burst from Kilmainham and he'd be sure and certain to destroy me. Oh, Widow Quinn, find me some consequence when I've promised you a yo.
A yo is a small thing. What would you give me if I did wed him and save you so?
You.
I. Would you give me the mountain ram you have, and a red cow, and the right way across the Western Hill?
I would surely. And I'd give you the wedding ring and the loan of a new suit, the way you'd have him looking decent on the wedding day. And I'd give you 2 kids for your dinner and a gallon of poutine. And I'd give you...
Wish, for he's coming in again now. Well, if you see yourself now, Christy man, you'll be too proud to speak to us at all. And it'd be a shame to have your like sailing from the Mayo to the Western world.
Well, if this is a poor place, I'd make myself content to be lodging here.
Well, I'm going to measure the race course while the tide is low. So I'll leave you the garments, Christy, and my blessing for the sports today. God bless you both.
Well, you're a mighty spruce, young fellow. Sit down and talk to me while you're quiet.
I'd best go to the hillside for to seek Peggy.
You have time and plenty for to seek Peggy. Didn't you hear me saying at the fall of night that the 2 of us should make great company?
I'll have no one to company. When I've all sorts bringing me food and clothing, the way they set their eyes upon a gallant orphan who cleft his father with one single blow to the breeches buckle's belt. Oh glory! Oh saints forbid!
What ails ya?
It's the working spirit of my murdered dad!
Is it that, Trumper?
I'd best go hide myself from the ghost of hell.
God save you, my poor man.
Did you see a young lad passing by this way in the early morning of the fallen night?
You're queer kind to walk in that solution at all.
Did you see the young lad?
What is it you're wanting him for?
I want to destroy him for breaking the head off me with the clout of a lie. It was he did that, and haven't I a great wonder to think I've traced him 10 days with that rent in my crown.
That was a bad blow, surely. And who hit you? A robber, maybe?
It was my own son hit me, and he's the devil a robber, or anything else but a dirty, stuttering lout.
That was a bad blow, surely. You should have vexed him fearful to make him strike that gash in his dad.
Is it me?
Aye. And isn't it a great shame when the old and hardened do torment the young?
Torment him, is it? And I, after holding out with the patience of a martyred saint, and he doing nothing but staying out in the sun with the brown ferns in his belly to the sun.
Not working at all.
The devil a work.
It was running wild after girls, maybe.
Running wild in it. If he seen a red petticoat come swinging over the hill, he'd be off to hide in the sticks, and you'd see him shooting out his sheep's eyes and his eyes rising like a hair through a gap.
It was
drink indeed.
It was drink, maybe.
He, the poor mellow, would get drunk off the smell of a pint.
Well, I never till this day heard tell of a man the like of that.
Wasn't he the walking joke of every female woman?
The way the girls would stop their weeding to give a roar at him over the hill.
Well, I give the world an odd. See the like of him. What kind was he?
A small, low fellow.
And dark.
Dark and dirty.
I'm thinking I seen him.
An ugly Uncle Guard.
A hideous, fearful villain and a split of you.
Which way have he fled?
Gone over the hills to catch a coasting streamer to the north or south.
Could I pull up on him now?
If you cross the Sam's below where the tide is out, you'll be in it as soon as himself, I'm thinking. For you have to go around 10 miles by the top of the bay, strike down by the head beyond, and follow the roadway to the north or east. Let you give him good vengeance when you come up with him. Well, aren't you the walking Playboy of the Western world? And that's the man who had divided to his breeches belt.
What will Peggy be saying to me? Will she be speaking harshly to me again?
She knocked the head off you, I'm thinking, or drive you from the door.
To be letting on he was dead and coming back to life like an old weasel following a rat. And coming in here, laying desolation between myself and the fine woman of Ireland. Look at him below there now in the sands. Wouldn't you think God would send a high wave to wash him from the world?
Have you no shame? What ails you? You're crying, is it?
Aren't I after seeing the love light of the star of knowledge shine from her brow? And the way she speaks is like the Holy Bridget speaking to the infant saints. And she'll be speaking harshly to me again.
You'll be doing like myself, I'm thinking, when I did destroy my man.
We're like so.
I am your like, and it's for that I'm taking a fancy to. And I, with my little house scene, where there be none but myself to tend you, and there be not one to ask if you're a murderer or what at all.
And what about Peggy?
I've nice jobs you could be doing. Gathering shells to make a whitewash for a hut within, building up a little goose house, or stretching a new skin on an old car I have. And if my hut is far from all sides, it's there we meet the wisest old men, I'll tell you. And at the corner of my wheel, we'll have great times, whispering and hugging.
Christy Madden! Is it Peggy?
It's the girls, I'm thinking. Coming to bring you to the sports below.
Aid for me to win Peggy, for a time seek me only. Aid for me to win her, and I'll promise to ask God to stretch a hand to you in your hour of debt.
If I did need you, would you give me a mountain ram, the right way across I want, and a load of dung at Middlemass the time it should be master there?
I will by the stars and the elements of the night.
They will not say a word of the all fellow. The way Peggy won't know your story till the end of time.
And what happens if you chance to return again?
Well, sir, he's a maniac and knocked her down. I could take an oath I seen him raving on the sands today.
Are you coming to the sports below? Peggy says you're to come. Let things begin. We have a lucky suit for the planning for the meal race on the stands below. Come on, will you?
Is Peggy beyond?
She's in the boring making game of Shun and Q.
I best be going to her so.
Well, if worse comes an end of all. Well, if worse comes an end of all, it'd be great getting to see, and there be none to pity him, but a widow woman, the like of me, has buried her children and destroyed her man.
I did not. And isn't herself the devil's daughter for locking? And she's so fussy after that young gaffer, you may as well take your debt withdrawn and none to heed you.
It's no wonder she be fussy after bringing back drop ruin on the roulette man and the trick of the loop man and doing all the sports, racing, leaping and dancing. He's right luck, I'm telling you. If he has, he be rightly hobbled yet. And he can't make 10 words without making a brag of the way he killed his father and the great blow he with the lie.
A man can't hang by his own informing, and his father should be rotten by now.
Supposing a man's digging spuds in a
field and he flings up the two halves of the skull. What'll be said then in the papers and the courts of the law?
They'd say it was an old Dane maybe, drowned in the flood. When I was a young lad, there was a graveyard beyond the house with the remnants of a man who had ties as long as her arms. He was a hard man, I'm telling you. And there was many a fine Sunday I put him together for fun. And he with shiny bones. You'd never meet the like of these days in the cities of the world.
You wouldn't, did it? Lay your eyes upon that skull.
Glory be to God. Who hit you at all?
It was my own son hit me. Would you believe that?
There's wonder hidden in the heart of man. And what way was it done?
I'm after walking hundreds and long scores of miles, winning clean beds and the fill of my belly 4 times a day, and I doing nothing but telling the story of that naked truth. Give me a cup eating, I'll tell you now.
Ask herself beyond. She's the stuff hidden in her shawl. You hear as it shouldn't go far at all.
I seen the coasting streamer passing, and I got a cramping leg and a drought upon me, and I thought, the devil go along with it, and turned again. Now give me a suppine, for I'm destroyed travelling since Tuesday of the week.
Sit down there by the fire and take your ease of space. You've a right to be destroyed indeed with all your walking and fighting and face in the sun. There now is a drink for you, and it'll be your happiness and length of life.
God increase you.
Do you know what? That man's raving from his room today, for I met him a while since telling a rambling tale of a tinker had him destroyed. He heard of Christie's deed, and up and says it was his son that cracked his skull. Is the madness of fright, for he'll go killing someone yet, and he's thinking it's the man that struck him so.
It's a fright, surely. I knew a party once that was kicked in the head by a red mare. He went killing horses for a great while after, until he hit the insides of a clock, and then died.
And did he see Christy at all?
He did not. I do not be wouldn't him a mind of him. Wish, for he's listening. Watch me now, taking him uneasy and unravelling all. Are you in contentment now?
I'm poorly only. It's a hard story the way I'm left today. I did tend him from his hour of birth. It's a hard story the way some do have their necks and knives, raising up a hand to murder on them, and you were out scolding them and scalping them, and God knows what.
He's not raving. Will you ask him what kind was his son?
And was your son that hit you a lad of 1 year and a score maybe, a great hand at racing and lepping and licking the world?
Didn't you hear me say he was the fool of men? What in the name of God do they want roaring at below?
They're cheering on the champion Playboy.
Is it racing there?
It is then. They're mounting him now, for the mule race will be run upon next Sunday. That's the Playboy and the wicked mule.
That lad's it. If you said it was a fool he was, I'd have sworn he was a mighty likeness of my wandering son. Fate, I'm thinking I'll go for a walk down for to view the race.
You will not. You best take the road to Belmullet and not be dilly-dallying in this place where there isn't a spot you could sleep.
Don't mind her. Mount there on the bench and you'll have a view of the hole. They're rushing now before the tide will rise. And if you go down to the crags below, you'll have a view of the hole.
They're coming this way. He's leading. Who is he at all?
He's the champion of the world, I'll tell you.
Look at that, they're pressing him now.
Who will, Jack?
Take your time, Jimmy Fard. It's too soon to say.
He's passing the cars.
He's taking the gate. They're riding.
More power to the young lad. Look the beauty he has. He's licking the stars.
He's falling. He's mounted. He's passing by.
Look at him mounted, they're pushing him on.
What's that? They're raising him up. They're coming this way. It's Christy. By the stars of God, I know his way of spitting and he strikes the moon.
Stay quiet. That's not your son. That's the champion of the world.
I seen it's my son.
That's not your son. That's a man who's going to make a marriage with the daughter of this house, with a fine trade, a license and a potting too.
That man marrying a decent and moneyed girl? Is it mad you there? In a crazy house for females I'm landed now.
Stop him, Martin. Get him under everything a manslaughter and be fined as well.
I'll hold him.
Let me go till I have my vengeance on his head today.
That's not your son.
I
You seen that you're mad?
Sit down.
Sit down.
Oh,
Sit
I'm
down.
raving with a madness that would fright the world. I'm destroyed, surely. Is my visage astray?
It is. You're a sniggering maniac, a child could see.
Well, then I'd best get going to the Union beyond.
You best be hasty, for them lads caught a maniac one time and pelted the poor creature till he ran out, raving and foaming and was drowned at sea.
It's true, mankind, the devil, when your head's astray. I'd best get going. I'll slip down the Boreen, not see them so.
That's it. Run to the right and not along the sea.
You're at some gaming, Widow Quinn, but I'll follow after him and I'll give him a place to rest, and we'll see then if he's raving or sane as yourself.
Let you be wary of your head on saying, for didn't you hear him telling he was crazed at times?
I heard him telling of a power, and I'd say we'll have right sport before the night will fall.
Sure, Philly, a conceited and foolish man. How could that madman have his senses and his brave hand split? I'll go after him now and see him turn on Philly.
A flat tree farm blackthorn that would lick the scholars out of Dublin town.
Thank you kindly, the lot of you. Well, incidentally, you'd say you'd seen today if you'd seen me since striking my one single blow.
Take notice, last event of the day. Tug of war on the green below. Come on now, the lot of you. Come on then, good luck for the while. Well, you're the lad. And I'm thinking you'll have great times if you go winning that wealth of prizes and you sweating in the heat of noon.
I'll have great times if I win the crowning prize. And if you'll promise to wed me in a fortnight when our bands are called.
You're right there to go asking me that. When all knows you'll be starting on a girl in your own townland when your father's rotten in 4 months or 5.
Starting from you, is it? I will not then. For it's little you'll think my love of poachers are Earl itself, when I've my 2 arms wrapped around you, and I'm squeezing kisses onto your puckered lips, and feeling pity for the Lord God, sitting lonesome in his golden chair.
Well, that'd be right fun, Christy Mahan. And a girl would walk her heart out before she'd find a fine young lad the like of your eloquence or talk at all. And what is it I have, Christy Mahan, that makes me such fitting entertainment for the like of you?
Haven't you the light of 7 heavens in your heart alone? And you an angel's lamp, and I abroad in your darkness.
And if I was your wife, I'd be along with you those nights, Christy Mahan. You and I would shelter in our brush, but we'd only be talking maybe, for that would be a poor thatched place to hold a fine lad as the like of you.
Well, if I wasn't a good Christian itself, I'd be down on my naked knees, saying my prayers and passes every night, to every jackstraw roof on your head, and every every stone and pebble leading the laneway to your door.
Well, if that's the truth, I'll be lighting out the candles to the miracles of God that they brought you from the south today.
It's miracles, and that's the truth. For I was there toiling a while and walking a while, not knowing at all times. This holy day was drawing near and near.
And I, not knowing the like you, was drawn closer like the stars of God, and the hearts of wonder, for there won't be our like in Mayo for gallant lovers this hour today. That's my father, coming from the wake. Wait till he's had his sleep first, we'll tell him then.
The jailer and Cutter, pleading with he ran out and brought us back as prisoners was for to cabin's house. There we lay, oh, Christy! The blessing of God and the holy angels on your head, young fellow. I hear tell you after winning on in the scores below, and wasn't it a shame? I'd bear you along with me to Kate Cassidy's way, a fine, stout lad the like of you. I heard you were hard to flare. It'll be a poor thing for a household man where you go sniffing for a female wife. And look beyond it, that shy and decent Christian I've chosen for my daughter's hand. And I after getting the gilded dispensation for them to wed now.
And you'll be wedding them, is it?
Aye. Are you thinking that if I'm drunk itself I leave my daughter living single with a little frisky rascal as the like of you?
Is it true that the dispensations come?
Father Riley's after reading in Gaddis Latin and it's come in the nick of time, says he. So I wet them in a hurry, dreading a young gaffer who'd capsize the stars.
He's missed his nick of time, for it's that lad, Christy Mahon, that I'm wedding now.
You'd be making him a son to me and he'll wet and crusted with his father's blood. Oh, aren't you the neat of you must take to the man on my heart and I swam and drowned in the weight of drink. Have you no mercy in me, Shawnee? Are you not jealous at all?
I'd be afeard to be jealous of a man that slay his dad.
Huh, it'd be a shame to go marrying your like.
It'd be a queer story that you go picking up a dirty tramp like that from the highways of the world. Have you no mind of my weight of passion and the holy dispensation and the drift of hectares I'm giving you and the golden wedding ring?
I'm thinking you're too fine for the like of me, Sean Kyo.
Won't you hear me telling you?
Take yourself from this young fellow, be getting a murder to my deeds today.
Murder is it? Is it mad you are? Would you go making and murder in this place and they pile with potshade for a drink tonight? Go on to the foreshore if it's fighting you want. With a rising tide will wash away all traces of man.
I'm not fighting Michael James. I'd leave for live a bachelor, simmering in passions to the end of time, then face a leaping savage the like of him, who's descended from the Lord knows where. Strike him yourself, Michael James.
Isn't me strike him when his father's laying his bread to now? Go on, you fool, and fight it.
Face yourself from this young fella. Well, I'll be after him. And I'm thinking you wouldn't like to have like that quake in the garden in your house. Forgive us your blessing and see her swear over to me. I'm mounted in the springtime in the stars look, the way any household would love to have me.
Bless us now, for I swear to God I'll wed him and I'll not renege.
Well, it's the will of God that all should win an easy or cruel end. And it's the will of God that all should rear up lengthy families for the length of the earth. But I'm a decent man of Ireland, that I leave for face the grave untimely. And I see the score of grandsons growing up, little gallant swearers, by the name of God. A daring fellow is the jewel of the world, and a man to split his father's middle with a single clout shall have the bravery of 10 men. So, may God, and may Mary, and may Saint Patrick bless you, and increase you from this mortal day.
Amen, O Lord! Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Stop that, will you? Who are you at all?
His father, God forgive me.
Is it Rose from the dead?
Do you think I look so easily quenched with the truth of the line?
And it's lies you told. Letting on you had him slitted and you nothing at all.
He's not my father. He's a raving maniac. Herself knows it's true.
You're fooling, Peggy.
The widow queen seen you this day and you likely knew.
You're a liar.
He's the liar, letting on to be dead with the open head on him.
Weren't you off racing the hills before I seen you turn on me at all?
And to think of the coaxing glory that we had given him. And he, after doing nothing but hitting a soft tap of a lie and chasing off northward in a sweat of fear. Quit off from this.
Rise up now to retribution, come on with me.
There's the Playboy.
There's the fella who thought he ruled the roofs in Mayo.
Slay him now.
Leave me go! Shut your yelling. You're after making a mighty man out of me today by the power of life. Keep off, please, or you shall blow and undo the lot of you.
Come on with me.
Leave me go, I'm saying.
He's going mad. Mind yourselves.
I'm going, but I'll stretch you first.
Come on now, will you?
I'm thinking Peggy will be giving me praise the same as the hours gone by.
Will you come on?
I'll not leave Peggy and Mike. For what good would a lifetime be without Peggy and Mike?
Come on!
I'll not leave Peggy in Bert's charms, he won't like.
Let's take the bottom and let him run off to the east.
I'm thinking she'll surely wed me, and I prove a hero and then of all.
Come on now.
You're jealous, is it, that she'll be wed me?
It's in the madhouse, they should put him not in jail at all. We'll come by the back door and call the doctor and save him so.
Go on from this, I'm saying.
Is the old lad killed, Shirley?
I'm after feeling the last gasp quitting his heart.
Come on, so!
What ails you?
Come on to the peelers till they stretch you now.
I'll make you face the gallows.
Lift a lighted sod, will you? Scorch his leg.
You're blowing their torture me. That's the kind you are. Well, then a lot of you be wary.
Keep a good hold, Philly.
If we're to lay my hands on you.
Bring the sod.
Ah! Hey! Spit on me! He's like a mad dog!
You will, then.
Bring the sod.
God help him, so.
Would you not just come in?
What ails you? Are you coming to be killed for the third time?
What is it they have you tight?
They're taking me to the peelers.
My son and myself will be on our way, and we'll have good times from here on out, telling stories of the villainy of Mayo and the fools within.
One from this, I'm saying. And I a gallant captain, and you a heathen slave. The way I'll be stirring my oatmeal and washing my spuds, because I'm the master of all fights. Go on from this, I'm saying.
Is it me?
Go on from this, not a word out of you.
Glory be to God! I am crazy again.
10,000 blessings to you all today, for you've turned me a lively gaffer and end of all. The way I'll go through a romancing lifetime, and you'll not see me for another hour till the hope of Judgment Day.
Well, it's a blessing of God that we'll have peace for our drinks tonight. Will you draw the porter, Peggy?
Peggy, it's a miracle that Father Riley can wed the two of us after all, and we'll have none to trouble us once this vicious bite is healed.
Quit my sight! Oh, my grief. I've lost him, surely. I've lost the only Playboy of the Western world.
of you. We have a number of people to thank this evening for this fantastic performance. Thanks to Joe and to Jim for lights and video that were going on there this evening. Thanks to the props team and to Joe for helping to create this wonderful stage which brought us back in time to the Playboy's time. And thanks to the PR team who created the lovely brochures that you have there this evening as well. In particular, thank you to the teachers and the artistic director. So we have Miss Kennedy, Miss McNamara, Miss Kelly and Miss Daly and Margaret O'Sullivan, the artistic directors. They believe ensured that we came from a stage of reading it to thinking, will it happen, to seeing what was performed here tonight. And this group of transition year students have extended beyond their comfort zone, beyond belief. And I know that for many of you, this was a real challenge at the start. And look at what you've achieved tonight. You can be so proud of yourselves, girls. It was amazing. Such a wonderful audience, for encouraging them and supporting them all through it. It meant a lot to them and to all of us. We're on stage again tomorrow night. We have a lot of tickets sold for tomorrow night, a few left. They can be got through the school office, but thank you so much. A special thanks to Maura Logue for allowing us to be part of this most creative and inspiring theatre. It is a pure privilege in the capital of culture and creativity, Listowel town, to be able to come down here and perform our school play, and for us as first time people on stage to be given this opportunity. You've been so welcoming, Maura. You've helped us every step of the way and it has meant a lot. So thank you everyone.